This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to ungoddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on Podomatic.com, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you may find this fine audio recording and live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. We talk about professional wrestling, both in the mainstream and the independent scene. My name's Matty J. That is TWK.
Danish zombie minx!
What?
Danish zombie minx!
All right, you're gonna need to help me on that one.
Danish minx that are zombies! That's it, 2020. I'm done. Fuck this. I'm out.
What? All right. I first second I thought missile, assault, ant, but what? Get back here!
This year gone too far.
Danish zombie minx?
Yes.
That's a thing. We have undead mammals in that are Danish.
And they have COVID, apparently. That's why they were killed originally. They had COVID, and now they're rising from the graves.
Well, thanks for killing our third buddy's official debut as a third man. Because I don't know how to. Well, he's gonna try to cut top. You might have noticed the graphic, ladies and gentlemen. We got a new guy officially. We don't know why. I don't know why it took so damn long to get it done, but we got it done. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome officially the third man. No, not Hulk Hogan. Fuck him. No.
We're not having race boat on this show, goddammit. No.
Hell no. Hell no.
An author with a published book.
Yeah. We're all kinds of official now. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only man in a straw hat, Shintigercurl.
Hey, guys, it's your old friend John Silver. Yeah!
Hey, John, is it just me, or did you just gain a pound of muscle on that?
Yeah, I gained a couple of pounds of muscle, but let's talk about you, Matty. Yeah, you're looking real good today, man. Yeah. Like a Canadian ham bone. I could eat you up with a spoon. Yeah.
You might want to, slow and slow on the cook there. Just it may look spoonable, but no.
I'll spread on some nice baguettes, my friend. Yeah. And what about you, Tita? Yeah, I see you over there, you Latin spicy muffin. Yeah, your gam's looking right. Looking great. That's looking ripped. Yeah.
His calves. Calves of steel, baby.
Those calves could break walnuts, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and everybody knows why. Because Johnny Hungry.
Hey,
you doubted him, Matty. You doubted him.
He almost ate up at Hangman Page, though. You had a great match on Wednesday.
It's too late, guys. You already left.
Ah.
Now he's eyeballing my dad.
Oh, gee.
Keeps calling him calls him a Texas T-bone, and my dad's just looking at him really weird and going back to looking at cars. He's been here all week. I'm sorry.
Nah, you know what? No, let him brag. He's had a great match with Adam Page. Well, I was going to compliment him on the match with Adam Page. How you doing, Shin?
I am doing excellent, guys. Again, thanks for the invite. It's like I said, it's been a long time coming, but it's great to be.
I still don't know I don't know why it took so long, but I'm just like, you know what? We may as well bring you in on an official basis. Welcome aboard, pal.
It's great to be here. Yeah, if only Mike Rappo could see me now.
I don't know if he still listens to the show. I would be interested to knowing that.
Oh, we know Rappo could be dead.
For all we know, but we don't know.
My Rappo's too tough and too stubborn to die.
True. Plus, there will always be room for him saying, "You're welcome," like he's Perry Saturn. There's no one that does that one better.
I'm not even gonna try that. Not even gonna try. Mike Rappo does it too well.
Nah, I'm second rate at best. And while we're in the subject of things that may or may not happen, so MJF tweets earlier today saying he has decided to review wrestling podcast, and he started with John Pollock and Wai Ting's Post Wrestling, and I may or may not have tagged him in the thing where we talk about stuff, this show. So if he somehow listens and he pops up in the chat, we will acknowledge it. But let's put it this way: we stand as much a chance of winning Ben Stein's money.
MJF, if you're listening to this, all I have to say is take you and your Ace Attorney music back to the courtroom. I think Phoenix Wright is calling you as a witness for the prosecution.
This is why I'm not regretting this decision at all. Video games, we got them. That being said, here's what's going on the show. We have Survivor Series 2020 to talk about. No surprises as to what the fuck the main event was and what should have been. We have your winners and losers. We have news. There's always news. And, of course, we might pull off a Q&A this evening. T-Dub's already launched a poll in the chat room, match of the week, and there are some choice matches in there. Hikaru Shida versus Anna Jay is winning right now. Actually, it's tied between Nakazawa and Trent from Dark. Not a bad pick, though, T-Dub. Drew versus Roman and Sasha versus Asuka from Survivor Series. We will discuss that, of course, in a couple of minutes. But before we do, shall we do this, gentlemen? I think we shall. We begin
of the week, Matty for Survivor Series.
The clip from Survivor Series. We could bounce around on this all the want, but we need to say what you will about the segment, but we need to give the floor to Mark Calloway. Take a listen.
My time has come. My time has come. To let the Undertaker rest in peace.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That audio sweetener that does bring the mood down a little bit more than it should. But oh my God, they overproduced the shit out of that segment. We'll of course talk about it because that's essentially the main event segment of Survivor Series 2020 from the Thunderdome, the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. I've been there a couple of times. It's nice. Nice. It's very nice. The matches are as follows. Before I do say that, we need to acknowledge Super Sentai Hero in the chat for another subscription. 29 months at Tier 1. Happy Dead Air Batman. Hey, look, I start the show early so I don't derp the show in the middle of the show. That's what it is. So, sorry if you don't like the dead air. It's either that or I sound like crap. Or we all sound like crap. You pick. Anyway, the pre-show featured a battle royal, which went a ton of people. I'm not going to list off the thing. It's actually could I? Okay, the battle royal had John Morrison, Kalisto, Rey Mysterio, Humberto Carrillo, Angel Garza, Cedric Alexander, Ricochet, Shelton Benjamin, Murphy, Robert Roode, he's still around, yeah. Dolph Ziggler, yeah, he's still alive. Apollo Crews, Shinsuke Nakamura, Elias, Jeff Hardy, Chad Gable, who's no longer Shorty G, yay, and Dominic Mysterio, who got eliminated last by The Miz, who was the eventual winner.
To me, it just feels weird seeing Jeff Hardy on a pre-show match.
Seeing really Shinsuke Nakamura, Dolph Ziggler is not usually a dark show pre-show kind of guy. So it's weird.
The mere fact that the sex was in the battle royal is a crime in and of itself.
Yeah.
I don't really do much with him either.
Then again, WWE's handling of the sex ever since he came back, not good. Okay, tag team title run, fair enough, but this guy's a main eventer. Legit. All you gotta do is work on it. Which you're not. Dumbasses.
Vince is just confused because he doesn't know if he should find the sex more attractive or Gary Stridham more attractive.
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? Gary Stridham is bigger. Phrasing.
Damn it. John Morrison and his 8-pack abs. No one's about to have more 8-pack.
Gary Stridham.
I need to have some time alone with my autographed Gary Stridham poster. Leave me alone. Triple H, you booked this.
Well, I don't know if I should book or not.
Yo, book it and like it. I'm not going to spend one moment away from my delicious Gary Stridham autograph poster.
All right, I'm booking Adam Cole, baby, versus Daniel Bryan again.
Who the hell is Adam Cole?
Oh, fuck.
Sir, I believe he's Michael's son.
He doesn't even look like Shawn Michaels. His eye's not droopy enough.
I'm talking about Michael Cole.
In that case, he's too handsome to be Michael Cole's son.
God damn it. NXT is fucked again. Anyway. that got away from us there.
And the moment that The Miz won, that's when I knew, he's not cashing in tonight.
Yeah. There's one of those.
WWE has very easy tells as to when someone's going to cash in. Whenever the Money in the Bank winner wins a pay-per-view match, they're not cashing in. When they lose a pay-per-view match, that's exactly when they cash in.
Or it's a case of it's sowing that seed of doubt at the very least, because they've pulled that before without pulling the trigger. To be fair,
yeah, but every time a Money in the Bank winner cashes in, it's always after they lose. Mm-hmm. Always,
it's always
not always. We got two outliers.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Kane and Mox, they both cashed in on the same night they won it.
Yep, those are two outliers, but more often than not, if they don't cash in on that night, then WWE always likes to work.
It's more of a rule of thumb the more when I think about it. But
Yeah, more or less.
But as a point of discussion for another day, The Miz still holds on to his briefcase. This, on paper, not much changed. Like there's a couple of story beats that are enforced and anything else, but if you skip Survivor Series or just watch Survivor Series for the one night, for the one thing, you're fine. If you missed Survivor Series, it's not one of those situations where you missed much other than the big thing at the end of the pay-per-view. I don't think this would be considered a network seller. Point blank.
Not at all. Like, there's not much to say about much of these matches, really.
But we will discuss it. Team Raw, which was AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle. With we actually have a name for the big dude, by the way, Almost. So they defeated, they swept Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and Otis. It was 1925. Solid effort by the crew, though.
It was a match. It happened. It was long.
But it wasn't bad.
It was just kind of there, and seeing SmackDown get swept was kind of like, oh, we're doing this again.
Nothing was on the line. Nothing was gained.
Yeah. By the way, the poll has ended with 3 votes. The match of the week, according to our audience, Shida versus Anna Jay.
Yep, that won by 3 votes. Second place with 2 votes was Drew versus Roman.
Yep.
Nakazawa Trent got 1 vote, and Sasha versus Asuka got 0 votes.
Which is a shame, because you would think at least 1 vote, but we will discuss that match, of course. The Street Profits defeated the New Day, which I'm surprised that's not on the poll, but I guess you're only allowed like 4 on the poll.
I have no idea. I think I had more, but I was just doing it on the fly.
Fair enough. But they defeated, it was a Champions versus Champions tag match. It went 13:40. They could have gone another 2 minutes. I would not have complained too much.
Yeah, this was an excellent match. My only complaint is that there was too much heat on Montez Ford throughout the match. Like, he was taking too much of a beating. We've left to see more offense from him, but overall, this was just as good as it could get as far as WWE tag matches go.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know.
Would have liked to have seen that as well. That being said, this was fair. Next up, it was Bobby Lashley defeating. Am I reading that right? No, it was Bobby Lashley with the Hurt Business defeating the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn by submission at 7:50. This was
a squash.
I don't know if we call it a squash. Because 7:50.
He spent 90% of the match running away.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, squash. Pretty much. Not going to lie on that one.
I really was hoping for more of this match. With the talent of these 2 men, they could put on a so much better match than this.
I guess they said you got 7 minutes, and Sammy's a chicken shit heel, which, fair play, boys. Job done, but could have used some more. Next up, Sasha Banks versus Asuka. Women's champ versus women's champ, and went 13:05 with Sasha Banks over Asuka by submission. This was a solid effort by both ladies, I think.
No.
This was the match of the night for me.
Yeah. Shin,
Just excellent.
Shin, I'm hearing, I believe I might have heard of this disagreement.
Oh, I just can't say anything about it because I didn't watch it.
Oh, fair enough.
You guys, I don't have the network anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I don't have it either. I just use the brother of my brother-in-law's network account.
So they're getting no money from marks. Yeah. I have found...
They get no money from me, baby.
I have found, ladies and gentlemen, alternate means, and RVT Entertainment does Remind you that we do not encourage illegal downloading of anything unless you really have to. There you go.
Yeah, this match was excellent. Good wrestling from both women.
Great wrestling by both women, I thought. Next up, the 5-on-5 women's match. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. Stay over here, Lana. You stay there. You're not going to get a tag, Lana. You're not even getting acknowledged that I'm doing my bit. Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce, why is that a tag team? We don't know. Versus Team SmackDown, Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Bayley, and Natalya. It went 23-20. It was won by Lana, who was the sole survivor because of a double goddamn count out.
Fuck this match. Fuck this match.
All this is be a star, not. That's what it is.
Except that doesn't even make sense, because if they really wanted to do that, they'd have Lana actually do something to win. Instead,
you know what this is? This is Vince McMahon shitting on Lana and realizing, oh, we need to put a story on this. I thought we were burying Lana, goddammit.
And the thing that really sucks is they could have had something here by having her actually pick up the win at the end by actually pinning or making someone submit. By actually showing her that,
But
hey,
no, she's not allowed to tag because Nia Jax is a bitch. That's the story of the match. Literally. I'm not saying that Nia Jax is a bitch. I'm just saying that's the story that you're telling. And, Shayna Baszler is one too, but then again, that's her character. MMA bitch. That's what it is.
From the scuttlebutt I've been hearing, I've been hearing that people they might actually be trying to do this exact same thing with Lana for the Royal Rumble, and I'm like, please,
no,
please don't.
That's too long. That's too long a gap. End it. Who gives a fuck who she's married to? She's
Vince,
still working
apparently.
for you.
We've seen how petty he can be. Remember the whole Divas title reign gimmick?
I know he's petty, but it's freaking Rusev. Or Miro, if you want to be pedantic. But still, same thing. You fired him. You let him go in April. He just found better employment. There's nothing to be petty about. You let him go. He didn't shit on you. You let him go. And not Lana. Junior.
You're asking logic from a guy who thought it'd be a great idea for Mae Young to give birth to a hand.
No plan McMahon. That's what he is.
Yep.
I'm talking about logic for a guy who thought it'd be a good idea to have the 30th WrestleMania be headlined by Randy Orton versus Batista. He thought that would get the butts into seats, get people, cheering their asses off.
And to be fair, if Daniel Bryan wasn't something that was in the title, even close to the picture, he might have gotten away with it. But we didn't let him. And I think he's been petty about that shit ever since.
It wasn't even a good version of it. It wasn't even awesome douche Batista. It was just regular old Batista.
Yeah, it wasn't even Blue Tista. We weren't even at Blue Tista yet. But we would. We would. It took a couple of months, though.
We were only at Batista.
Yep. And in the main event on the card was Roman Reigns over Drew McIntyre by technical submission. Jay was told to go home because he failed because family business or tribe business or the tribe has spoken and then there's a Survivor thing. I don't know what the fuck. Look,
You lost the Survivor Series match. There's no place at the table for you. You get your ass out of here, boy.
Listen to me, Jay. Listen to me, Jay. You go out there and go get me some cookies. I'm tribal chief. I get all the cookies.
see, folks, this is why I'm glad we brought in Shintigercurl for this. There's no one in the world that does a better Roman Reigns than Shintigercurl. Fight me.
Oh, everybody gonna give me the cookies, especially that kid over there. He gonna give me his cookies. But Roman, that kid needs a liver transplant. He's dying. Well, he gonna die without these cookies. They mine now. No.
No, all joking aside, I love Roman Reigns' heel turn with the tribal chief gimmick. Honestly, I get the feeling that Paul Heyman is more superfluous than anything else, but god damn, it works.
He's on track to being my heel of the year come the end of the year.
It's like the Heyman actually seems a bit afraid of Roman Reigns half the time.
Which again, at first I thought of gratuitous, but he's been used to great effect with Roman. So I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know. MJF's got some competition. I'll agree that I can agree to that at least.
Yeah, I agree about the thing with Heyman. I mean, when he's with Brock, you can sense that they are kind of friends, but Heyman knows not to push it too far with him. But with Roman, he just looks like he can't control him. Like he doesn't know what to do with him half the time, and he's too scared to say anything.
Yeah, like back when Roman had his match with Jey Uso, he kept on telling Roman, "You're the tribal chief," and then Roman just gave him the death grip, like, "I don't want to hear from you. I want to hear from him." And then Heyman just looked like he was about to shoot himself.
This is why if Roman keeps it up, he might actually win heel of the year. Just on that performance alone.
But talking about this match itself, boy, good heavyweight match, good Hoss battle.
Oh, this was a Hoss battle. Like, Drew and Roman brought it on for that match.
This is the match that we were hoping that they'd have a couple years ago at WrestleMania.
They didn't, but you know what? It's a big four, and they fucking brought it.
Glad for that.
I'm happy enough for that.
And of course, Roman Reigns decided to take Drew McIntyre over to Shinsuke Nakamura's favorite town of Dick Punch City.
Yep. So it's not even a clean finish, so that means they're still leaving some on the table for a later date. And that was almost half an hour of match there.
Yeah, and it didn't take at all, surprisingly.
Roman Reigns went to the dojo of Kickfu style, hosted by Sensei Shinsuke Nakamura. To punch someone in the balls, you must become the fist. And only when you become the fist can you punch someone in the balls. Like I punched AJ Styles in the balls.
Repeatedly.
All the time.
You think he would eventually invest in a cup, but apparently intelligence doesn't really run that wild in his gene pool.
Nope.
In the Styles family, balls is his brains. So he has no balls, so he has no brains.
See, that's why he likes to Kinshasa AJ Styles. It's like kicking him with the balls. Phrasing, everybody. Now, before we rate, there is one thing we need to do, and it's talk about the main event segment, which was The Undertaker's final farewell. I will put one major league nitpick, and I think everyone and their mother has made that very obvious in their review, or at least the reviews I've seen so far. This needed a crowd.
Indeed.
However, it's not too late, but I will say this. The next time The Undertaker shows up, not in a wrestling capacity, because I believe Vince himself it's been reported that Vince himself saying, all right, The Undertaker's retired, I'm acknowledging it, this is how we're acknowledging it. Fair.
Yeah, I hear that he finally did so after Triple H threatened to put the autographed Gary Strydom poster through a paper shredder.
Yeah. All of them.
He than that.
He had to. Like, at that point, even Taker went, I'll do it myself.
Oh, he said, Dad, listen here. If you don't let The Undertaker retire, what, you're going to destroy my Gary Strydom poster? No, I'll give it to Tommaso Ciampa.
No!
You know how Tommaso Ciampa feels about your autographed Gary Stridham poster.
Da na 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 na. No one will survive.
You're getting your wrestlers that like to murder people mixed up.
Mm-hmm. We are. I am. I absolutely am. But back to the point. The Undertaker, the next time Undertaker shows up will more than likely be his Hall of Fame induction. That positively, absolutely 100% has to be in front of a live crowd. No Thunderdome theatrics, none of that shit. The only thing that will be acceptable is a live crowd going, "Thank you, Taker," legitimately, not the sweetening that they used in the Thunderdome. However, I will say this. After the parade of people who mean well happens, which that was a bit of a nostalgia trip, seeing some of those guys out there.
If I could read the names real quick.
Absolutely.
Shane McMahon, The Big Show, JBL, Jeff Hardy, Mick Foley, Godfather, The Godwin, Savio Vega, Rikishi, Kevin Nash, Booker T, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Triple H, and the only man in wrestling gear, the Masked Mayor, Kane!
Someone ribbed Kane. Someone ribbed Glenn Jacobs.
The rib?
Everyone's in casual gear. Kane's in wrestling gear. There must have been a rib.
I can smell a rib.
Yeah. I could see a couple of guys snickering, going, "Got him." Anyway,
it ends with somebody super kicking him in the face and going, "Welcome to Ring of Honor."
No.
Hey, it's Edge was out there and he said, "Hey, Kane, you're my best friend. Great to have you out here." He shakes his hand and he looks at the camera.
Where do you think you're going? Yeah, that could legit happen. But that being said, the fact there was no crowd does dampen it a little bit. I will say this, though. They overproduced the shit out of that last entrance. And for one thing, I appreciate that, actually.
You know, we had Tesla Coils playing the Sega Genesis version of his theme song.
Yeah.
We had Kevin Dunn botching camera angles to show the platform raising up near the turnbuckle post.
Almost. I did not even catch that, actually.
I did. There was one full shot for a good 5 seconds where you could see the rising elevated pad. It was like, I was like, "Oh, God damn it, Kevin Dunn."
Dun, 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 dun.
It was weird. It was also weird having all those legends come out and then they all disappear, and then there's McMahon in the ring alone.
I get the feeling that they were there, and then they, to respect social distancing, they put them in a spot where it's like out of shot. Like you could, I guess the boys were in the hard camera side, away from camera shots of it. They're still in the arena, still applauding, still doing whatever to provide some noise in there, and then everyone else is just out of the way, and it's just the Undertaker being the Undertaker. That'd be my guess. I'm only speculating, of course.
I'll only buy this retirement after we get live crowds and after the next Saudi show, because if the Saudi government asks for the Undertaker and Vince delivers, it'll ruin this entire thing.
Yeah, I think at this point, even Ollie Dave was like, the Undertaker's retirement until the next Saudi Arabia show.
Yep.
I absolutely, and I think we're all in that boat as when it comes to Undertaker. But I mean, so far it looks like they're at least sticking with their guns. It's like, this is his farewell. They made us say this is his last entrance. This is that. The interviews, the media that he's done in the last couple of weeks or months, if you want to even go even that further, it suggests that Undertaker is legitimately done. So he said it himself on Ariel Helwani's show. He said, "No, I am done."
And I really hope he is, because his body can barely move at the best of times. Like, he is old and he is withered. The bumps have taken a gigantic toll on his body. Mm-hmm. Let him rest. Let him enjoy what little time he has left. Because, like, goddamn.
I will say this.
Him walking around just looks painful.
Another thing that was that say what you will about the overproduction of that entire ordeal, but he cuts that promo as you heard, and then he does his trademark Undertaker pose. Oh yes, and it's an AR virtual reality projection. I don't know how else you call it, but it's a projection of Paul Bearer, and I thought that was a nice touch.
I didn't care for it.
Oh, that was harsh, Shin.
Jeez.
I not to say it was horrible, it just felt too much. A graphic of Paul Bearer, I could have accepted that and earned to stand in his place to remind him of Paul Bearer with his voice playing over the speakers. I could accept that, but this, I didn't care for it.
All righty then. It kind of got me in the feels personally.
Yeah. But you know what? That's fair enough. Again, they overproduced the shit out of this.
But then again, it's The Undertaker. They overproduce everything when it comes to his theatrics. That's kind of par for the course. It's kind of like part of the gimmick, really.
I would say this is bad. It was all right as farewells go, but I still think his farewell after his match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, that one was better.
If the match matched up to that farewell, absolutely, that should have been it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the match. I'm just talking about the moment itself, where he's in the ring, takes off his gear, leaves the ring, hugs Michelle McCool, hugs his kids, and just slowly walks back, and nobody touches his ring gear until the ring gets broken down. That felt,
and even if even as they are breaking down that ring, that gear is still there.
That felt like a perfect goodbye for the Undertaker.
Yeah, but again, but Undertaker himself saying, this was it. I should not. I don't feel good about it. I want more. I want encores. So that was him. That was him chasing the dragon. If you go by the Last Ride docuseries.
Like I said, I'm waiting to the next Saudi show to hold out my hopes that this retirement is legit and permanent.
I will say this, though. I will say this. You were going to be waiting for a while, because it's probably not going to happen for another 2 years at least.
I'm aware. I'm willing to wait.
You know, the pandemic and all.
At least we'll get 2 years of Undertaker retirement.
And I'll buy that for $1. At the very least.
All right, so time to rate the show?
Yeah, let's do this. And Shin, you do the honors on this one. 4 out of 5. I can't talk. Out of 5, what do you give this?
I didn't watch, but based on what I've seen and heard, I heard it was a good show, so I'll give it a 3.9 out of 5 based on what I saw. But overall, I rate it that way because of this. Nothing was on the line. Nothing was gained.
D-Dub?
I'll give it just a flat-out 3 out of 5. Some good wrestling, but no real stakes, and it was just a show that, if it wasn't for The Undertaker's retirement, this show would be 100% pointless, really.
Yeah.
It could be that way. They could have just said, all right, whichever team wins at the end of the night gets the number 30 spot at the Royal Rumble. Whichever show wins gets that spot.
Make it like an all-star game, all-star game kind of thing.
But that's the problem, Matty. This Survivor Series took place a few weeks after the draft, so you can't talk about brand loyalty when pretty much almost everyone on this show was a part of the opposing brand just a few weeks ago.
No Plan McMahon again. No Plan Junior.
Yeah, it kind if the draft happened like months ago, in March or
Yeah.
April, and then it's happened.
But you know why they did the draft, and you know why they're still doing the pulling the shit that they're trying to pull? Ratings. Instead of innovating and actually letting their wrestlers do what they do best and actually sucker people into watching because it's good wrestling, Vince is saying, throw all the shit at the wall and see what sticks. Oh, that gets a pop? More of that shit so we get more pops. But it's diminishing returns. I haven't watched a live show since WrestleMania. I haven't watched WWE live except for one time, I'd say, one time back in October, but I haven't watched WWE live since WrestleMania.
I haven't watched it live. I watched a live WWE event since the Royal Rumble.
That should tell you. And we are hardcore wrestling fans. We are in that wheelhouse, or should be in that wheelhouse. But back to the point. This was entirely missable. Even for the Undertaker's final farewell, which you could probably find a way to watch that in clip format somewhere on the network in a day or so. This was, if nothing else, watch it for Roman versus Drew. Watch it for Asuka versus Bayley. Asuka versus Sasha Banks. Watch it for the Profits versus New Day. Everything else is skippable. A couple of story beats being enforced but not advanced, I think, at that point. So, I'm going to go even lower, 2.5 out of 5. It's middle of the road.
At all.
It's middle of the road. Again, Undertaker's final farewell is something to watch. There's a couple of great matches that push that in normal parlance, normal kayfabe, probably would have pushed it to a 3.5 or 4, but nah, you didn't miss it. You didn't miss much.
Short-term booking at its worst.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because there are some bangers and there were some some legitimate good matches in there. But again, all right, Q&A time, questions and answers. We got time for that before we get to a break of sorts. If you want to send, just type them in the chat. I will read them. We will read them as quickly as possible. Super Sentai Hero actually has that pretty good one. Did Shintigercurl give Matty and T-Dub his headshot like Billy Kay? Oh, you didn't have to. Last time I checked.
Oh, hi, Pugsley.
Hi, Pugsley.
Hey, Pugsley! As I told her on Twitter, I'll watch the Cat Icarus video after the show.
Ah, good call. JC in the chat, favorite Survivor Series elimination match of all time. I'm partially a fan of Blomka's pick of the Survivor Series 2001, the winner-take-all one. Bit of a personal choice because that was my first Survivor Series match, and I was more invested than anybody else. Don't give me that crap. It was bad. I knew it was bad too, but hey, it was a fun fucking match. But what about you guys?
I don't really have one because I don't really care for most Survivor Series matches because they're mostly just really, really long tag matches, and they usually don't do much for advancing stories or plots or title pictures or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're sort of there. So that's why Survivor Series has usually been not one of my more favorite shows. Although I guess if I had to pick one, it would be the debut of Sting, whichever one that was.
Oh, yeah, that was 2016, I think?
I'd agree with that one too. Also, Survivor Series where the Dream Team versus the $1 Million Team.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's for nostalgic purposes because I remember watching that one when I was 8 years old. Shit, I'm old.
Noob and Co. What do you think of Asuka teaming up with Lana? I believe that Asuka is one of the nicest people on the Raw Women's division. Yeah, but outside of kayfabe, yeah, she's nice. She's a cinnamon bun. Have you seen her YouTube videos? My God. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. JC, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't even take catch up.
My response to that is, it's the thing that's happening. They're possibly building Lana up to be the next challenger for the women's title to buy time until Charlotte returns, where she's probably going to beat Asuka again.
Because reasons. Yeah.
If they're gonna have, if they're building, this is up to building up Lana to be the next challenger. They're gonna have to do some serious work with her.
Yeah, because 10 times through tables, that's a burial, not a build-up.
And she's still shaky in the ring. At least last time I saw her.
She has improved, but she is still shaky at the same time. I do agree with that. JC, best non-WrestleMania Undertaker match. Ooh.
Versus Jeff Hardy on Raw in a ladder match.
That's definitely one.
Do it, kid! Climb that ladder!
Make yourself
Make
famous!
yourself famous! One
of
the best calls from Jim Ross.
Well, go ahead, Shen.
Outside of the obvious one, Hell in a Cell, King of the Ring.
Yeah.
I'd say Taker versus Brock, Hell in a Cell.
Ooh, that's another solid one.
Also, one of the bloodiest Hell in a Cell matches.
Yeah. Which you would think Hell in a Cell would be bloody by nature, but no, that this was the bloodiest. Everybody got color, even Paul Heyman, believe it or not. For me,
got it worse.
Oh yeah, Paul, he got a gusher. For me, there's a couple that jump into mind. Obviously, Jeff Hardy, the Jeff Hardy ladder match comes up. Taker versus Michaels at that's a Mania match. I can't say that, but Taker versus Michaels in '98 is what I meant to say. The casket match, and obviously it's the match that broke Michaels' back, but it was still a great match.
For that reason alone, it's a lot of wrestlers' favorites.
Yeah, because Michaels just busted his ass. You didn't even know. Hell, I don't even think Michaels knew he had a bad back until after the match. But they kept going. For me, that's one. Kane versus Undertaker, WrestleMania 14. No, that's non-WrestleMania match, man. Come on, get out of that. Inferno match. Thank you. I'm trying to remember. There's another one that I know I watched. I know I liked.
Undertaker versus Undertaker.
Well,
no, that's not it.
That one did have the best Undertaker entrance.
That was a great Undertaker entrance. I'm trying to remember if it was a Mania match or not, but no, Boiler Room Brawl. That's what it was.
That was at SummerSlam '96, I believe.
Yeah, Boiler Room Brawl.
The very first one.
Yeah.
Where Paul Bearer, for the first time ever, turned on The Undertaker.
Which, I wasn't there. I didn't start watching until 2001, but I would watch that, like, the faces in the crowd. It's as if he'd like, murdered The Undertaker.
That's because Paul Bearer, from, like, 91 onwards, was Undertaker's manager. He was always there. And he never turned on him up until that point.
What about when he sided with Mankind?
Yeah, that's what happened at the end of the Boiler Room Brawl. He turned on Undertaker and joined Mankind, and that's the first time that ever happened.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And like people were flabbergasted because like that was like the one constant in WWF. That was like the one team that never broke up. Undertaker and Paul Bearer. That's the one thing you could always count on. So when that team broke up, it was like, holy shit, what is happening? And, of course, that eventually led to the reveal of Kane.
That's gotta be Kane! That's gotta be Kane! Oh, Michaels, Taker, Hell in a Cell should be brought up as a great, as another match of mine that is a favorite. That Hell in a Cell match, speaking of. Devin the Great, who is in your boy stable? Didn't we talk about this a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, about, I think, like a month ago we talked about this. So I think you'll find an older episode where we talk about that. Maybe ask us in sometime in April or May again, and we'll see if our answers change.
Yeah, I think, and for those wondering, for Shin, I don't know if you watch OSW review or not, but
Of course I do.
those kind of boys.
Yeah, I know where the boy stable is. I have my own boy stable.
You know what? We have never asked Shin about this. Who is in your boy stable?
All right, let me just as a refresher. And your boys cannot have held a world title. Is that correct?
They did retract that statement for people who are obviously not as over, kind of like in the sense of Jinder Mahal or Jack Swagger. They could still, if the run wasn't exactly, if the run was boy worthy, then they're still boys. I think that was retracted, but generally speaking, they could not have been a world champion. Yes.
Okay, then. Let me see. My boy stable would be, let's see, Duke the Dumpster Drozy.
Ooh.
Let's see, Savio Vega.
Yeah.
Let me see, Ice Train.
Nice.
Demon.
Who?
The Demon.
Oh! The Kiss Demon?
Kiss Demon.
Nice.
Good old Dale Torborg.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dante Nickings, Glacier.
Yeah.
And of course, last, but certainly not least, the leader of the Natural Born Thrillers, the man himself, above average, Mike Saunders.
That just makes so much sense now. And no, Finn Balor's a former world champion. He does not count. He is definitely not a boy.
No, he's not a boy.
There's a level. There needs to be a level of skill level where it's underappreciated. Finn Balor's a badass. He is not a boy. You know what? Devin, ask us again in about 6 months. We'll do this segment again, and I will read the rules.
Oh, wait. I got one more. I can't believe I almost forgot this guy. He's definitely in my boy stable. The greatest hardcore champion to ever wield the belt, the Lethal Weapon, Steve Blackman.
Yeah.
And JC wants to know our favorite Undertaker era. Matty, what's yours?
Mine, ooh. You know what? You never forget your first. The American Badass Taker was my first, but the part of the era where I actually put up more effort, the Big Evil era from like 2001, 2002 on up until his quote unquote burial a few years later. But obviously the modern era as well. The modern Taker era, I would say from WrestleMania 20 up until 26, 27, 28, up until like the end of an era. And the Punk match the year after.
I would say specifically for me, it would be WrestleMania like 26 till like 28 or 29. Like that sort of run.
No, we should not.
He was just putting on classic match.
I don't think we should discount WrestleMania 25. To be fair.
Oh yeah, that was the one with Michaels. Yeah,
Yeah.
The time where he started having classic matches with Michaels up until his match with CM Punk. That whole era, that WrestleMania 25 to 29 era, was absolutely fantastic.
Though on doing what wrestling fans do and watch nostalgic shit, Devin the Great says the Ministry of Darkness Taker. Well, it's not my favorite. The theme song, banger.
Absolute. My favorite is Biker Taker for one specific reason. All right. Years and years ago, WrestleMania 17. We all remember WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, Houston Astrodome. Yep.
So, around that time, my best friend, he usually just picked me up from my house, and he goes to his house, and we would watch it. Well, illegally. So we were cruising down 59, And as we were going there, we were deciding what we're going to eat. Like, are we going to go Pizza Hut, or we're going to get some wings, going to get some shrimp? And then as we were talking, I was in the back seat. They were talking. I look over to my side. I hear a motorcycle engine coming up. And I shit you not, the Undertaker on his bike rolls past my friend's little shitty-ass white Honda Civic. And I'm like, dude, that's the fucking Undertaker. Like,
nice.
Oh, nice. And it makes sense because when I was in high school, my science teacher always used to tell us that he lived next door to the Undertaker's parents, and we didn't believe him. And going towards 59 to where my teacher lived, he was going from that direction. So I'm like, he was just coming from his parents' house. So my teacher wasn't bullshitting me. He really is from Houston. I'm like, oh my God, my Undertaker's from. That's the first time I ever truly believed that Undertaker came from Houston, Texas.
There you go. That's a story right there.
Damn.
That is awesome.
Yep. And since then, Biker Taker has been my favorite one.
You know what? I'm not even gonna try to argue that. That's out. That is awesome. That is awesome.
All right, any other questions for everybody?
Yeah,
from anyone?
else?
Any
We got about a minute left before we got to move on.
Don't be afraid. Ask us anything.
Was JC, was he blasting Limp Bizkit? I mean, on a chopper? I think that's a little more difficult.
No, it's not. I hear I hear bikes all the time blasting music.
We couldn't hear. We couldn't hear. We were blasting Swishahouse. So, and my best friend's sound at the time was really, really powerful.
But you just heard the Harley motor and oh, that's the Undertaker. Holy jumping Jesus!
Anonymous user in the chat asks, "Hey Shin, why is your voice so amazing?"
Oh, T-Dub, stop it!
Because I'm too handsome. Pugsley can attest to this in the chat.
Yeah, Pugsley is in the chat. Pugsley, my heart would have stopped. I think all our hearts would have stopped when we saw the Undertaker buzzing by.
Because I am American Badass. I'm the Undertaker. Ba 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 ba.
And you know what was even better? My other friend was actually working the Astrodome that night.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool.
I forgot if he actually met anyone or anything like I almost did when I was working the Sprint Center, but he said he had a good time. Although he did confirm that match they had, the match between Raven, Kane, and the Big Show, it really would have fucked up the entire power system.
Oh yeah, I think we've all heard of stories of the fact that he ran over a big cable that turns out it was the power to the entire fucking production.
Yeah, he was there that night, and he said that when that happened, everybody kind of lost their shit, and they were just like, "Get over there and strap those cables down, god damn it!"
Oh, the cables were loose?
They were, yeah. If you watch back, you can see how loose they were.
If those cables were so important, why didn't they usually you tape those down so nobody does anything. God damn it. I don't know if it was his fault or not, but I'm blaming Kevin Dunn.
Dun, 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 dun.
He's the guy in charge of production. He takes the blame.
He's the executive producer.
It's all on Beaver Kevin.
All right, I think we can
move on.
We got to move on, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a question for us and you'd like for us to answer it before everyone else puts their cues in our chat room, you can. The Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com is where you send them. We shall return with some news and more after this. Do not go away.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
If the Nature Boy Ric Flair worked for Southpaw Regional Wrestling, but he doesn't because they can't afford him, he'd tell you to go to KFC near the high school for the new woo crispy, woo tangy, woo honey mustard barbecue flavor of Georgia Gold Chicken. Woo! No, seriously, this is not Ric Flair.
This is WMOB Mobile, 12 on your channel dial and 12 in the TV ratings.
A violent gentleman indeed is Jon Moxley, and he is the champ.
Gentlemen's agreement. Right. I don't know who you hired to take me out last week, but they did a pretty piss-poor job. I'm still walking. Next time you want to put head out on somebody, give me a call. I'll hook you up with some guys from Philadelphia. They do great work. Now, I thought our beef was squashed 1 year ago, and then you had to go and piss me off. But don't worry. Consider us even. See, Kenny, there's only one way to become AEW World Champion. I've made sure of that. I've protected this championship. The only way that you become AEW World Champion is you dig down deep into your guts and you find the Kenny Omega that everybody thinks you are. You're gonna have to climb a mountain that nobody's been able to climb in 18 months. You gotta beat me. On December the 2nd, 1 week from tonight here on TNT, the biggest match in AEW Dynamite history. The two best wrestlers on the planet tangle for the World's Championship. God, I love this shit! Win, lose, or draw, winter is coming for you, Kenny. Because this is not a game. This is not jokes on BTE. This is not dancing girls with brooms. When you come at the king, you best not miss, because I don't take prisoners. Steady your hand. Aim and take your shot, Kenny, because you're only going to get one.
And now Moxley looking to sign the contract that Omega signed last week.
Jon Moxley now finally putting pen to paper.
Hey. Thank you, Tony.
We're back. RVT Entertainment Productions, the Wrestle-Cast. Automatic.com, Spotify, YouTube. We're live on Twitch. Matty, T-Dub, and Shintigercurl on the call with you. Which will be, as per always, in a couple weeks, but it's Shin's first official show as the third man. How you enjoying it so far, by the way? You good?
Yeah, it's been great.
Awesome.
Finding my groove and everything.
Awesome. Good to know. T-Dub, we got news to talk about. Let's get to it.
All right. First up, we have the unfortunate death of Bob Ryder earlier this week.
For those who don't know, he is one of the founding fathers of TNA Wrestling, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, and he's basically been working for like newsletters and chat rooms for years before that. And as part of Impact Wrestling, he was apparently their talent coordinator. He would be the one who set people up with like travel stuff. It's like, okay, get on this flight here and come here with this and all that stuff. And apparently did a fantastic job doing that, judging by all the talent stories that they were telling this week.
Yeah.
Like, this guy seemed to be very beloved, and just a shame to lose another really loved person in wrestling this year.
That it is. That it is.
And brighter news, last week we were wondering if anyone was going to pull the trifecta. Somebody did, but it wasn't Gangrel. Stand back! The Hurricane's coming through.
Yeah.
Hurricane was brought back on as producer Survivor Series weekend, which means he worked an AEW pay-per-view, a Talking Shop Mania pay-per-view, and a WWE pay-per-view within the same month.
He literally pulled, he thought it would be Gangrel, but no, Hurricane Helms, I believe was furloughed, if not fully released. He worked AEW for a cup of coffee. He worked Talking Shop Mania too, and obviously Survivor Series. The thumb is up for Hurricane Helms, the busiest man in wrestling this month. There you go.
And asking him if he still likes having 5 guys in his mouth.
I can't remember who it was, but somebody on Twitter, a wrestler, was complaining about how Whataburger gave them an upset stomach.
Those wrestlers are punks.
Either that or someone at Whataburger needs to be fired.
No, they're just punks.
Look, they might be punks, but someone over there might have caused food poisoning.
It's Whataburger. We don't do food poisoning down here.
Well, I don't think they were in Texas. I think it was one of the other branches.
Oh, well, that explains everything right there.
Yeah. You got to go to Texas for good Whataburger. Anywhere else is like a poor imitation.
Speaking of something that might end up being a poor imitation of itself, the Toronto Skydome looks like it's going to be demolished within the next couple of years.
For those who don't know, it's become the Rogers Place. The owners of the place have said, along with conjunction with the owners of the Blue Jays, have said, we're not going to move the stadium, but how old is the damn thing? We need to demolish it and rebuild it, and that is in plans so far. Yeah, home of WrestleMania 6 and 18. I actually walked by during SummerSlam weekend last year. We almost took in a baseball game, but we would have missed a portion of the pay-per-view, and that would have been bad because that was a good pay-per-view, that SummerSlam that year.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's just and I know this is kind of inevitable when it comes to buildings being taken down because they can only stand for so long before, becoming just absolutely unsustainable, but still hosted some very, very important wrestling events, and always glad to see it go.
Some 2 WrestleManias, a couple of Monday Night Raws. Important shit, folks.
Very.
And going back into good news, Austin Creed has been signed officially to G4 TV.
Yay! Probably because WWE let him do it, but hey, we're not gonna put a poor wet blanket. It's one of his dream jobs. I'm not gonna shit on that.
And G4 better put out some damn good programming.
I want another season of Code Monkeys.
I want another season of Portal.
I just want Austin Creed to host a block of shows, Joe Bob Briggs style.
Damn it! Am I the only one who remembers Portal from G4?
Yes, probably.
Probably because we didn't have G4 up in Canada, or at least I didn't get it.
The only things I watched on G4 were X-Play, and Code Monkeys.
X-Play. It went to shit when Adam left.
Now, going back over to the land of AEW, we had a pretty excellent promo between Cody and Taz.
Oh my God. Okay. So, Powerhouse Hobbs, great name, does a squash. Taz has the FTW Championship, which is currently owned by Brian Cage. Taz cuts a shoot-like promo asking for respect for the FTW title. He wants more respect. He wants more this. He wants more that. You know, the standard entitled but technically correct heel. Cody comes out, and long story short, he mentions the fact that Taz's son is being trained at the Nightmare Factory in Georgia instead of being trained by, his dad. Heat.
Yeah, and as soon as Cody turns around, looks at the camera, tells him, all right, this segment's over. Taz takes that moment to lock in the Katajime! The Katajime! The Tazmission! The Tazmission! He's tapping out! He's tapping out! He got him!
For that one segment, we needed Joey Styles. I do agree.
I marked out for the Tazmission. I always do.
Me too.
Yeah. And you know what? It's been a while since he performed it, so I'm gonna let go of the fact that Cody almost slipped out and had to slip himself back in, so it looks like he's being choked out.
The last person he put in the Tazmission, I believe, was Jerry Lawler, One Night Stand Part 2.
2006, yeah. 14 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't he put somebody in the Tazmission when he was in TNA?
Not that I can recall, but I suppose it's possible. I suppose it's possible, but I unfortunately don't remember.
Any TNA fans from that era? I know there might not be as many, but
I want to say he did it when he was a member of the Aces and Eights, but I can't remember.
That would be probably the most likely scenario then, yeah, if at all.
Damn, now I have to look this up. Shit.
Well, to the research department, aka our fans.
Moving on, the Vicious Vixens have officially aligned themselves with Jade in what was a decent promo.
For those wondering, Vicious Vixens, Vicky Guerrero, and Nyla Rose. Which, by the way, that spat that they had at Full Gear. Never mind.
Yeah, that's a weird creative decision.
Good for Vicky.
Good idea, and Vicky's a good mouthpiece if Jade flops on the mic. Which then again, I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see what happens. It's a good plan B. That is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I think that it's always good to have some managers on standby for people, just in case they're not good on the mic. Because that way, if it's like, oh, this person's doing bad, oh, get them in there, get them, go.
As long as we get more ghetto Brandy Rhodes, I'm all for this.
We need more of those fire promos. I'll say it, that segment from a couple of weeks ago where Jade made a very awkward promo. What saved it was Brandy Rhodes going full. I mean, how else do you describe it? Full gangster?
No, it's ghetto. Trust me, I've lived in the ghetto. I have family members in the ghetto. I've gone to school in the ghetto. I know what ghetto looks like. And that was Brandy Rose in total ghetto mode.
All right, I ask because I'm a white dude, and the last thing I want to do is be racist.
Yeah, and I believe you were raised in a pretty decent neighborhood, Matty.
Well, we tried to. It was a good neighborhood. But again, I'm I don't want to say something I'm not supposed to at the same time.
Yep, it would have been better.
That's why we leave it to the expert.
Yeah,
if Brandy took off her shoes, her earrings, and her hair. Oh, Jay would have got fucked up.
I don't think she's wearing a wig or a plant or anything like that in her head.
Trust me.
I'm almost certain that's her real hair. I'm almost certain that's her real hair.
She will take it off and beat the shit out of Jade. It's the law of the ghetto.
Well, some jewelry's definitely fallen off for sure.
And staying on the topic of women, we got a really good women's match between Sheeta and Aaron J. Unfortunately, it did air at Matty's least favorite time slot of 9:30 p.m.
It's as if it's a trope. Like, that's what turned me off for a couple minutes. That was a hard sell, but fuck, you won me over on that match at least. And Abaddon versus Sheeta, and the way Sheeta sold it. Mwah!
One thing that I hope they bring up is the fact that Sheeta had Abaddon's debut match, and she beat Abaddon in her debut.
I think that would be brought up on commentary at the very least.
I just hope Abaddon's gotten better since the last time I saw her.
I thought Abaddon was pretty good, at least from what I was seeing of her. Like, I haven't seen too many of her matches, but I saw her debut. I thought she looked rather decent there. And the most important thing with her is the fact that she has a really good character down, a really unique look. Really
She
good character.
is literally a zombie. And I don't think they're trying to hide it. It's literally, that's your gimmick? Cool.
And they should get Negan to be her manager.
So you want them to actually bring in Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Yes.
Sure, why not?
You know what? I will buy that. I don't think I don't think we need her as a need more. No. We need Negan as the narrator of the promo package.
Well, look what we got here. We got Abaddon, and she is a fucking beast. Just like I'm a beast when I'm having sex with my 13 beautiful wives. And Sheeta, honey, I got some news for you. You're gonna be going to PP City when Abaddon is done with you. And you can't see me. I'm doing the Negan lean.
I think we can feel that lean. But yeah, Negan as a narrator for that it would work perfectly.
And of course, we had the contract signed between Moxley and Kenny Omega.
Take two.
Yep, I love the whole thing where Kenny's making his entrance, making his way out of pretty much every other state except North Carolina.
And of course, it's the backdrop probe. It's the shadow, and out comes Mox, like he did literally a year ago, stretching his neck, and then pow, beat down.
I'm gonna say it right now. I've been thinking it for the last couple of weeks, and I'm gonna say it right now. And I don't really care who gets mad at me or whatever. Jon Moxley is now America's version of Kazuchika Okada. He is the best. He is America's only super champion in the same way that Okada was Japan's super champion. Like has defined the AEW World Title, and he has pretty much fought everybody under the sun in any kind of match type you want. He has held the company down during this tumultuous time, and he deserves to be classified as one of, if not the best wrestler on the planet, bar none.
I mean, PWI in 500, he's number one. So was Okada when he was in the middle of that legendary run. The amount of people he's wrestled during that time. I mean, it's a good comparison. You know what? I don't think I can argue that.
Yep. And
it all comes to an end this Wednesday.
Well, do you think Omega's going to take the belt home?
Oh yes, it's time for Daddy Kenny to get the baby.
I'm not even sure about anything at this point. I mean, between Mox needing to go to Japan to defend the U.S. title against Kenta at Wrestle Kingdom, and Kenny's real life injury that he's been ignoring but continues to power through, I'm not sure what they're going to do this Sunday. I mean, I'm thinking about like a pay-per-view. No, like I'm not sure what they're going to do next week.
I think because since it's the match happening in December, I think if I don't know, obviously they're not going to enforce the you must defend the championship every 30-day rule. Like, that's a wrestling rule that's basically unwritten, but if we go by that logic and we write Monks out with a beatdown from another dude who, by the mystery gentleman who beat him up last week, I don't know. I mean, either way, Kenny wins and Kenny defends it whenever and however you need, or Mox retains. The mystery attacker is revealed, beats him up again, and next week they say he'll be out, but he will be able to defend it. When in January he's out for the rest of the year, but AEW management says that's okay. He's defended it last week. He's good till an arbitrary time to come back or whatever. I don't know how they handle it. I guess we'll find out on Wednesday. But they're building this like a super match. It's Mox versus Omega on free TV. That's gonna kill NXT.
I hope they get at least 1 million.
They should at least, yeah.
I just thought about it. What if the person who attacked Mox last week was Kenny's heavy?
What if the person who attacked Kenny Omega, the person who attacked Jon Moxley was somebody who got angry at Jon Moxley calling him the best? Because who is really the best in the world but CM Punk? That's right, CM Punk to AEW has been confirmed.
Or
fantasy booking at this point.
Or just go along with me with this. What if the person who attacked Mox wasn't a person, but persons?
Who do you have in mind?
Well, they've been teasing it for a long time. What if it was FTR and Hangman Page?
Now, Hangman's got Dark Order business.
Yeah, I don't know if that wouldn't work.
Okay.
Though a thought does come to mind. What if there is a handshake deal between AEW and another promotion?
It was Nick Aldis.
No, that's one possibility. Though I would reserve that Nick Aldis NWA title match for him versus Cody. They need to wrap up that trilogy. No. What if that deal was with New Japan?
And it was Kenta.
Ooh. In anticipation of their U.S. title match at Wrestle Kingdom.
What if he helps Kenny win the title via screwy finish?
That's another possibility there.
Or
we're fantasy booking, we're speculating, but we are throwing the ideas out. We don't know what's going to happen, but there are ideas.
All right, moving on to the main event segment. After the tag team match, which was pretty good, we had good old Pac-Man Jones.
No, just the bastard Pac.
No, never Pac-Man Jones.
Never Pac-Man Jones. Adam Jones is a dick.
That would require too much effort on Pac-Man Jones's part.
That is very true.
They lost to him and Phoenix, lost to the Butcher and the Blade.
Yeah.
That's when Kingston and his family were doing a beatdown. Who came to make the save but the guy who wants everyone to die, Lance Archer.
Okay, booking idea for the next pay-per-view. Triple threat. Kingston versus Pac versus Archer.
Of course, the whole reason for this is because Archer's been watching his hands on Kingston for the past couple of months since that Battle Royal happened.
Yeah. It's all in V1 was like, what the fuck was that? And then that's from the Battle Royal. That's from Double or Nothing. That's some long-term booking right there.
Lance Archer, you
Thought
get
to this.
on my again, I will take out your eyes and I'll feed it to that big fat snake Jake over there with his hard breathing ass.
Then JC,
At the very
speaking
least,
of
it does-
Kingston, I love this moment with Mox. That was a nice moment. Yes.
Oh yeah, that backstage segment where Mox just interrupts the promo, just looks up to him, looks at him, stares at him. You know exactly what he's thinking, and Kingston just goes, and you just see him, just his demeanor just change because he just adjusts his hat, turns it backwards, just starts staring like, nah, that wasn't me. I got my own thing to do, and now you got to worry about your thing to do.
Yeah. The beef is not squashed, folks.
And of course, in the final bit of news of the evening, another return, this time to Ring of Honor. It was Mr. Former Prodigy, Mike Bennett! Suffer unto me! Yeah!
Whoa. I almost knocked over my mic doing that. I
God damn it,
marked out
Matty.
when I saw that.
Yeah, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven reformed the Kingdom, and they're now baby faces.
Which makes sense, because there are some creepy boys, and we don't need more creepy boys in Ring of Honor.
It's going to be very interesting how this goes, and I think they made sure to play his entrance music and his entrance video before he came out, and did the whole blackout, then fade up, and there he is in the ring, just to let people know, oh, this is Mike Bennett, because he does not look a thing like his former self.
No. And to be fair, it's not a bad thing. He still looks damn good, number one. And number two, I think there was he did an interview where he was saying the biggest professional mistake he's made was leaving Ring of Honor in the first place. Yikes.
Although I think he did a pretty damn good job on Impact Wrestling.
To be fair.
I mean, at least they let him do things. They let him show off his personality. Vince.
Junior.
At least they didn't turn him into an absolute cuck.
Junior. Although that was a Paul Heyman thing, too.
Heyman? Mr. Heyman Jr.? Because I bet that's your dad's name, too, you bitch. That's right, I call Paul Heyman a bitch.
Look, T-Dub, when you get beat up by Brock Lesnar, it's your own damn fault. Just saying.
I don't care. Paul Heyman is a bitch. Ask any of the people who worked for ECW. They'll say the same thing.
Okay, so I'm a bitch, Mr. TWK. I'm a bitch. Well, I've got 3 words for you. Friends can fuck.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, here we go.
Anyways, that's all we need to have for this evening, unless anyone else has anything else they'd like to share with the rest of our listeners.
T-Dub doesn't like the fact that the Sonic and Princess Zelda fanfic exists now. And then there was a sequel and an image. That's the running gag, folks. Get used to it. That's how we troll. That's how we troll T-Dub whenever he gets out of his lane. Oh my God. Also, One Night Stand 05. Nice. Time for winners and losers. And as we usually do, we do losers. And maybe every once in a while a D-cell battery. Right, Shintigercurl?
Yes, indeed. And we do have one this week.
Ooh.
It's not to anyone in professional wrestling. No one has done anything worth being thrown a D-cell battery, but I am going to do it anyway. So this week, I've mentioned him before the show, and I'm going to mention him now. Dan Slott. Dan Slott made a retcon of one of my favorite characters in Marvel, and he's pissed off a lot of people. And I hope he gets a concussion from the D-cell battery that I've got waiting for him.
You got more than one, I'm sure.
No, just him for now. But losers this week. Survivor Series, just for being missable. It wasn't bad. It's just nothing that you needed to watch. And a rare one for AEW for what they're doing with Miro. I mean, I was willing to give his run with Kip Sabian a chance, but it's just not working for me.
It's not working.
No, I mean, you really.
Everyone enjoying the rivalry at the moment between Kip and Miro against best friends. Am I the only one on the planet enjoying that?
I mean,
I just can't. I know they can't do everything with every new signee that they bring into the company, but Miro is so much more than this. He could be so much more.
He could be a TNT champion right now if they really wanted to book him better than WWE.
Well, they could have done some. They could do something with him on Dark. So there's that. But and of course, my loser is Raw for just generally sucking in this case. Those are my losers.
D-Dub?
Let's see. Yes, we gave Survivor Series 1 for being a forgettable show.
Makes sense.
And I'll give one to Impact Wrestling because apparently they're not doing COVID testing, just temperature checks.
Ooh. Oh, no.
And there apparently was at least one person that got COVID, and they're trying to keep it hush-hush.
That's even worse.
Look, I get it. Most places do temperature checks, and they say if you got any symptoms at all, stay the fuck home. But for professional wrestling, most, even WWE, went to full testing after they were cajoled to do it. And they're owned by Anthem. They got the money for the fucking tests.
Why, Impact? Why?
Ladies and gentlemen, TNA Wrestling, still bullshit. The wrestling might be good, but the backstage, still full of it right there. Well, for me, it's very simple. I got two. WWE, Survivor Series, Raw, all that stuff, all under one umbrella. And definitely not General Manager Adam Pearce. Scrap Iron, Scrap Daddy. T-Dub, you know why.
The Drew gimmick.
Adam? Drew McInfart? Really? You know Drew's not going to live that down, you fucking bum.
That's former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Adam Pearce.
He fucked up, T-Dub. He fucked up hard. Don't even... I know he's the former world champion. I understand that. During his interview with he had the belt in the background. He had the interview with Corey Graves after the bell. There was a video, and there he was in the background of the office. Sweet Charlotte, as he calls him. But no. The haters are going to call Drew McIntyre Drew McInfart now.
That just makes them sound stupid.
And of everything of WWE that does not deserve all the bullshit, it's Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, that's
just hope this doesn't lead to a Natty Neidhart style gimmick.
Oh, please, no.
This is like a Captain America in Age of Ultron thing. That's not going away anytime soon.
Nope. Winners. Shen.
I know it happened a few weeks. I know it happened a while back, but I still want to give it a winner. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov for the UK title. God damn, that match was... It's right. It's going to be up there with my match of the year. It was brutal and violent.
I would not be surprised if that showed up on a couple of lists. That match.
It was brutal. It was New Japan levels of brutal, and they didn't hold back for nothing. But my other winners, AEW for next week's show. Winner is coming. It looks to be great. Tony Khan. I'm mirroring JD from NY when I say this. No commercial breaks. None. Work that out.
I don't think even he could afford to do that at this point yet.
I think for the most part, if he kept the commercials to the picture-in-picture, so all the matches do get the full time on screen, if not completely on screen. That's fine. But no commercials. I do agree with that particular part. Just keep it at the picture in pictures. Why? Because Jim Ross gets to say restaurant quality.
Yeah,
restaurant quality. Picture in picture, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Let's see. John Silver for that awesome match he had with Hangman Adam Page.
He is going up. He is on the come up right now. That is not a bad thing.
And thank you, the Undertaker for hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, retiring, crossing my fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, thank you, JC, for reminding me, the phenomenal J Styles.
Is that McGibbon? Is that? No, wait, that's Hornswoggle. Sorry.
J Styles.
That's one thing where that's one segment where I wish there was a crowd. Because could you imagine?
Oh,
because
the pop! The pop would have been epic.
They didn't just play AJ Styles' old Titantron. They made a new entrance video for AJ Styles.
New everything, new graphics, new everything, new same logo because AJ owns the P1 logo thing. No, everything. And then out comes Swoggle in full AJ gear. And you would think, if you didn't know who Hornswoggle is, you would think, holy shit, they put AJ Styles in a dryer. My God.
It was so over the top, I couldn't help but laugh. Also, another winner, Trent. He took the one chip challenge with a bunch of other guys, and he ate more than one. So,
of a retroactive loser, Ricky Starks for bullshitting his way through the challenge.
Yeah.
God damn it, Ricky.
Yeah. That was a solid promo of his during Dynamite too, though. So I think that balances out the fact that he's a loser this week.
If you're doing the one chip challenge, eat the whole chip, you little bitch.
Yeah.
New Orleans, you from New Orleans, you little bastard.
And you know what? While we're on that subject, you too, Al Roker. He only nibbled on the chip.
Come on!
Though he does redeem himself by going through the entire Hot Ones challenge, to be fair.
But if I ever see Ricky Starks, I'm going to go up to him like Al Pacino in Godfather 2, kiss him on the lips, and just say, Ricky, you betrayed me. You broke my fucking heart.
T-Dub, did you go through your winners?
Let's see. Just in case I did not, I'm going to give my winners to, first of all, give them to Sheeta and Jay and pretty much the entire women's division of AEW for just working with what they got. You know, they're not always given the best of time slots with AEW, but they're doing the best with what they can.
Yep.
And of course, I'm going to give one to Impact's women's division because they're relaunching their tag team titles, and guess who's going to be a part of that tournament? It's Jazz! It's Jazz!
Yeah. Coming out of retirement.
How old is Jazz?
How old is Jazz? Shit.
I think she's in her 40s.
Yeah, close too. I would wager.
Yeah, she's tagging with Jordan Grace. Also, the Sea Stars are a part of it, so that's a yay for me. So, good stuff going with...
She formally retired on October 5, 2020, but obviously that's she's probably working on a part-time basis now, obviously. Let's see. Born August 27, 1972, she's 48.
And despite that age, she still gets around pretty well.
Yeah, that's some sort of miracle. Though I get the feeling that there needs to be at least some brace or some kind of ritual to make sure she can put her body through hell like that.
I'm out of your winners.
I only have one, although there were a few. Obviously, you guys brought them up as well, but I only have the one winner, and this week it's simply The Undertaker. Thank you, good sir. Looking forward to your Hall of Fame induction where hopefully one day I will be there to be in that crowd going, thank you, Taker. That being said, all right, before we continue, before we finish it off, we got to do some things. We got T-Dub, you got a new video coming up, I'm assuming.
Yes, I do have a new video working on it at the moment. It should be up within the next week. If you want to see that before it hits YouTube officially, patreon.com/TWK reviews. Let me repeat that one more time. Patreon.com/TWK reviews. Shintigercurl's new book, A New World. Amazon.com.
Yes, it is on sale right now on Amazon.com. You can buy
The
it.
short link is on screen and will stay on screen until it is no longer available to be on screen, which that's not going to happen for a while. So if you want to get it now. It's a good read, folks.
Yes, indeed. It's a good read. Also, check me out on my YouTube page, Maxicorn, where you can find your one-stop shop for all Warhammer Horde lore, stories, and just basic general information about the game itself. I also read fan fiction, including TWK's personal favorite, Zelda and Sonic's Day Out. As well as the sequel, Zelda and Sonic's Day In.
Zelda and Sonic's Day Out? Well, as seen on Game Grumps, by the way.
TWK gives it stars.
All right, where's my cattle prod? Shin,
and of course, where's my
Kenny Rogers? Kenny, hey, Shin, have you ever seen Kenny Rogers' Jackass?
Yeah, I've seen Jackass.
Well, then you're going to be Kenny Rogers, and I'm going to be that one guy from Blink-182.
Oh,
why are you going to hit me with a cattle prod? I was born on the dairy, bitch.
Oh, God. December's going to fucking rule. Of course, my tip jar, paypal.me/MattyJ316. Questions, you can send them at the Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com. We got a Discord channel at the very bottom, and you could check it out as well. Oh, boy. That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you very much for tuning in and all of that good stuff on behalf of everybody here, including Shintigercurl.
Johnny Hungry.
Hi, John. You had a great match against Adam Page. TWK.
Until next time, this is TWK. TWK Reviews telling you to work your gimmick.
My name's Matty J, reminding you to help professional wrestling support independent promotion as soon as possible. We're back doing this thing next week, and we got to talk about that Mox versus Omega and whatever results therein. I'm looking very much forward to that. Have a good one. Have a safe one. Seriously, have a safe one. Bye, everybody. Bye.
It was reported last month by Cultaholic and then confirmed by PW Insider that Eva Marie had re-signed with WWE after saying in an interview that she had unfinished business in the company. At the time, it was reported that Creative was working on ways to bring Marie back into the fold. But now, according to Ringside News, so do take this with a pinch of salt, there is currently no talk about Eva Marie's return. They added on Twitter that there are no creative plans in place for her return.
Meanwhile, at Matty's place.
Da 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 da, hey! Da 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 da, hey! Da 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 da, hey!